if this message popped up for you, I have a love reading for you. So if you're open to receive, take a big deep breath in with me. And exhale. Thank you. Hi, if this is the first time you're seeing me, welcome to the Cosmic Corner. I'm honored to have you. Click the link in my bio to book a personal reading with me. And if you're coming back, hey, Cosmic Angel, I have a love reading for you today. So I'm clearing the energy with some cinnamon and my little beautiful clip from Sweeter. I don't know, hopefully y'all can see that. It is adorned with amethyst crystals and a bunch of really beautiful, whimsical little charms. Look at that little whimsical mushroom. If you guys like this, you can click the link in my bio and get 10% off at Sweeter's website. I love Sweeter. They make all sorts of little accessories. So if you feel called to check out their crystal accessories and bracelets, check out the link in my bio and use the code COSMIC333 for 10% off. All right, my loves? Anyways, 111 on the timer, so you better run over there and go get you something. And it's also really great if you're a gardener as well. So I wanted to cleanse the energy to start this reading because love is a very sensitive topic for this collective. And I already felt so much resistance in seeing, like, I sat here and I was like, okay, Spirit, what does the YouTube collective need to know in regards to their love life? And I immediately heard that it's gonna happen and that it's okay, that it's going to happen and that it is okay. Love has not been easy, and it feels like a lot of this collective, if not all of this collective, has wore your heart on your sleeve, and you've received below bare minimum, jack shit, dirty energy, and it's not cute. And Spirit is not very pleased with the way that you've been handled in this lifetime. But trust that all that you experienced was not for nothing. It was not for nothing. It was an opportunity for you to heal yourself and see yourself, 222 on the timer, thank you, Spirit, for the loving individual that you truly are. I'm not saying that there weren't some situations where you could have acted differently. We are all human, we all make mistakes, and we all learn from them, and you have. So every single one of these opportunities were so that you could get closer and closer and closer to your reflection, so that you're able to look yourself in the eye and say, I don't deserve this, and continue to persevere forward. And you have. So I just want you to know that right off the bat. I love you, and I'm sending you so much love. You will not be alone, and you everything, because it wasn't like little light work over here with your healing. You have been through so much shit. And trigger warning, abuse, physical, verbal abuse, and not even just with your romantic partners, but it started in the home. It started in very intimate spaces. Even at school, I'm even seeing school for some of you guys, teachers, authority figures that claimed to love and care, and they didn't follow through on that. And all of those experiences in youth trickled into your adulthood, into your most intimate relationships. It took indulging in certain activities in the material with these partners that you've had in life, like going to concerts, going to certain events, and going to the bars, drinking, going to go get gardening goodies, like doing whatever it is, like going to eat. Indulging is sex, like physical intimacy, going to the gym. All of those material things are what were the glue to keeping 444 on the timer. I'm not trying to sit here and like look at the timer, but swear every time that I'm hitting these points, Spirit is like, nah, because you guys are, something is unfolding. But as I was saying, like all of these material things that you both indulged in as a couple, as a unit, that was the glue keeping some of those relationships together, because there was no depth, there was no unpacking of raw emotions individually and with each other. So there were a lot of relationships in life, I feel, for this collective, romantic and platonic, that said led on with certain expectations and then completely flipped the script. And a lot of what was keeping y'all together was material endorphins and like releasing those endorphins through material activities. I hope that made sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull some cards for you. So Spirit, what is coming forward for the collective in love? You will not be alone. I'm hearing into the woods. No one is alone. You are not alone. What's coming forward in love, Spirit? What do you have for love for this beautiful collective? Let's talk about, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Okay. So a lot of y'all, I mentioned briefly, a lot of what kept those relationships in the past for some of you guys together was sex, physical intimacy, 100%. But Spirit is saying that it's okay to like it. Okay, like I'm gonna keep this as PG as I can, but it's okay to like getting slammed every now and again. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say it however I can, but it's okay to like it. Like, okay, it is 100% okay to indulge in it, and it's okay. What is happening now is because you've been doing this healing, your pleasure and your sexuality and the way that you show up in the bedroom is drastically shifting. And you're not, if you have been celibate for quite some time, good on you, because genuinely it's not going to ever be the same again. You can change somebody's life by laying with a person. Simply because that's just how massively powerful you are. There's this era, because of all that healing that you've done, this era is the era of recognition and recognizing the power that it just is within you. It just is what it is. And the way that you enter into your new intimate relationship, Spirit really wants you to be intentional, which is why it's taken so long, because it's been seen, this massive act of pleasure is seen as such a frivolous act these days. And Spirit really needed you to be withdrawn from this so that you're able to hone in on your power, gain control over your emotions within your body, within your vessel, and clear your mind and clear the fog, because it does cause fog. You're exchanging energies with individuals, and a lot of these most intimate personal relationships, romantic relationships in the past for you has leaned on that a little too much to keep you going, because yeah, that will keep somebody sticking around for years. I'm guilty of that. Like, truly kept coming back to the same ex for years because we had that connection, but we didn't connect on a deeper level. It is okay to have a intimate physical connection with a person, but if it doesn't excel past that, that is when you won't be able to ascend truly, as a unit and individually. You'll stay stagnant. So that is why it's taken so long. You needed to learn what you wanted as well, because it feels like sometimes we're getting into situations and you were left really uncomfortable. Maybe you didn't speak up for yourself when you were like, oh no, actually I don't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. Nothing was ever your fault, by the way. I just want to make that extremely clear. Nothing that happened in these settings was ever your fault if you didn't want it. Okay? Ever. So if you ever felt in that way, like, well, I could have said something. That is why. That's literally why you had to be withdrawn from society when it comes to this act. You are such a vibrant individual, and you are powerful. Some of you guys are practitioners, healers, readers. I'm seeing massage therapists as well. Reiki might be significant. Yeah, chiropractor, something of the sort. But some of y'all may need to go to one of those. But truly, your new relationship, because it's coming. Higher consciousness is at the bottom of the deck, y'all. You needed to elevate your mind before you can elevate and spice up the bedroom, because you needed it to come from sorry. You needed it to come from an authentic place, and not simply from leading from your goodies, 11:11 on the timer. Woo. Okay, so Spirit, with that being said, what is coming forward for this gorgeous collective in love? Expansion and elevation. I was talking about elevation because there was a long period. Some of y'all might still be in this energy with this Eight of Swords, feeling like you're caught in your mind, maybe you're caught up on what has happened. My heart goes out to you, caught up on what has happened to your vessel, to your body, reclaiming that. And Spirit is saying now is the time to go outside. It's safe. It is safe. I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast. Is he gone? He asked me to marry him. From Beauty and the Beast. The Two of Wands here, it is okay to expand, and some of you guys are going to find your partner in a new environment, in a new state, and for some of y'all in a new country. You need to experience the love of the land before you can experience the love from another being, from another physical being. Ooh. Thank you, Spirit. You need to experience a love of the land, because where you've been, look, there's all this in the back here. There's architecture and nature, but you've been so caught up in your mind and allowing these circumstances from the past to keep you weighed down. You got to experience a love of the land and expand yourself. Go outside of your bounds. I'm seeing, like, if you haven't left town in a very long time, now is the time to maybe get out of town for a little bit, plan a trip, go do something. Yeah, some of y'all been holding on a little too tightly, where you accidentally miss out on opportunities. Look at all of that cityscape. Some of y'all haven't even gone outside your house and explored your city, and you've lived there all your life. You need to experience a love of the land and a love of what you look like, taking up space, before you can experience true love from another being. And trust me, they ain't gonna be half bad in the bedroom either. They ain't gonna be half bad. But in order to really experience this raw pleasure that the vessel has, you gotta heal your mind, because that's where the pleasure truly starts, stimulating the mind. These people out here were not stimulating your mind. It's almost like school. Some kids act out in school because they're bored. Same energy, same. Any last words, Spirit? Any last words for this beautiful collective in regards to love? What is coming forward? Strength. You are not your experiences, and you know yourself deeper than you think. It's just remembering. You're just remembering. And honestly, this individual, you might be healing from a Leo, or Aries or Sagittarius energy. You might be healing from a fire sign energy. You might be healing from a fiery individual. If they're not a fire sign, they were just a very fiery individual, and maybe they were short fuse, short temper. My love, it is safe. You are safe. And it is okay to expand, and it is okay to see more and want more for yourself in this life. I literally keep hearing Beauty and the Beast because after she sang that little ditty about Gaston, she was like, I want much more than this provincial life. You want much more than this provincial life. And it's happening. It's happening. But you got to believe within your vessel, within your body, that you believe it. And you got to cherish your vessel as so. Treat yourself the way that you want to be treated. I really have no idea if this is resonant with anybody else in their elementary years. But in my elementary school, they had random segments where the guidance counselor would come to the classroom and teach us songs about being smart and empathy. And there was even a puppet show type of assembly thing that we attended called Building Bridges. It's like a building bridges from hand to hand and heart to heart. Do 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 do. There's a land that you and I can live in. From the mountains keeping us apart. Okay, channeled song. Helping others become free. I'll do my part. Just let it start with me. Building bridges from hand to hand and heart to heart. Ooh, that was a good message. Yeah, the songs in there were really significant. There was also a song about empathy. It was like I'll treat you the way I want to be treated. I'll treat you the way I want to be treated. Treat yourself the way that you want others to treat you. So start with yourself. It starts with you, my love. But trust that in love, you will not be alone. Learn to love you. And learn to love you taking up space within different and new environments. Okay? Okay. I pray and manifest that this reaches you exactly when you need to hear it, my loves. And I will see you in your next reading. Stay cosmic.